Grant Painter and 3 friends are attempting the feat not only to set a world's record, but to raise money for the Canadian Cancer Society. They've plotted a 600-kilometer, 18-hole trek using golf courses between Calgary and Regina. The 4 men will take turns hitting the ball, looking after their motorhome, and driving the Hummer they're using as a golf cart.
We're hoping to raise close to $30,000 for Canadian Cancer Society. You can pick up tickets down at Husky dealerships, some golf course around town, or you can call Dank at 273-2733. And it's to win a Yamaha golf cart. You calculate how many strokes you think it'll take us to do 600 kilometers from here to Regina.
And the men plan to finish their round of golf in about 2 weeks at the Paisley Golf Oasis in Regina. And I know, Cheryl, if I was golfing, it'd take me about 10 times that long to get from here to there. That looked like fun.
Yeah, it does. Well, I bet you shouldn't count on a hole-in-one, though. Probably, huh?
No, I don't think so.
The crazy guy. Why is this man golfing his way to Regina? Find out when we come back.
Is taking a shot at setting a new world's record. It shouldn't come as any surprise that Grant Painter is involved. He's also known as the Mower Man and the Stampeder Pole Man, as you'll remember. And Painter is now hooked on golf. That story from Sandra McCallum.
This is the start of our 7th hole here. Isn't this tee box for 7th hole, fellas? Yeah, that'll be it.
Golfing in a ditch beside the Trans-Canada Highway may seem like a crazy idea, but then that's what Grant Painter is known for, pulling wild and crazy stunts.
That's the best hit of the day, Grant.
From the looks of it, it could take this foursome a long time to reach their destination. They're on a mission to golf their way from Calgary to Regina, raising money for cancer research. If they successfully complete the 600-kilometer course, they'll set a new world record.
Okay, boys. Okay, head away.
A Hummer does double duty as a golf cart, and a motorhome to sleep in completes this small convoy. It causes motorists to do a double take, and even the cows pause to take a look. The guys use a pitching wedge to get where they're going, but there doesn't appear to be a lot of strategy involved.
Strategy? Stay away from the cows. Okay. Watch out for gopher holes.
And as for training...
Training?
Painter has a regular job, working as a salesman for a Calgary business systems company. But in his spare time, he dreams up bizarre stunts. Back in 1994, he spent 1 week in a tent on a 40-foot scaffold. He didn't come down until the Calgary Stampeders football team sold 8,000 season tickets. Painter is also known as the Lawnmower Man. Last summer, he set a world record by pushing a lawnmower from Edmonton to Calgary to raise money for the Boys and Girls Club. The money goes to good causes, but why the wild and crazy stunts?
Whenever I come up with these ideas, is if I can get more than 3 people that say you're nuts for doing this, then that just encourages me to do it just that much more.
3 other guys have been roped into this latest stunt. They've known Painter for years and can get away with taking a few shots.
He's got a big heart. Sometimes we wonder where his brains are, but...
But true to form, Painter is already thinking up his next fundraising scheme.
Let's put it this way, I got to put on more weight than I have right now. Boy, that leaves you wide open, eh?
Sandra McCallum, Calgary 7 News.
Oh, what a guy. What a great community spirit. Isn't that nice to see?
Yeah, I'm kind of scared what he's got in mind next with the more weight. Jimmy, I've seen you off the fairway, but maybe not quite this far.
No, and they wouldn't want me on the highway, I'll tell you. They'd have to close the highway. There'd be no cars around if I was golfing along the highway. I think that's how you got to Calgary, wasn't it, Larry? The highway in the ditch or the...
We've heard of some long golf courses, but this is ridiculous. One Canadian man is playing a layout that measures over 370 miles. His goal is to raise $30,000 for charity. From Calgary, Alberta to Regina, Saskatchewan, Grant Painter is playing through. He's playing through lakes, fields, forests, highways, and byways to raise money for the Canadian Cancer Society. Sponsored by the Danka Company, Grant used a super-powered off-road golf cart and a good supply of golf balls to redefine the term tough track.
Well, we're looking at taking roughly between 25, we're going to start off with 2,500 balls, and we are going to try and find most of them. But there are going to be some hazards that we probably won't be able to pick up some of the balls from. But if we get off something shagged off about, 200, 300 yards, and we can't go and look for it, then it'd take us probably till next year to get to Regina. But we'll come up to approximately where the ball was and just drop another ball and take it from there.
I would imagine that whenever he finishes, he will own that course record.
Talk about a record. How's this for how much a hole-in-one might Clan.
Talk about a lot of driving. Tonight's Prairie Portraits is the story of a man on a journey from Calgary to Regina. Certainly in no hurry. In fact, you might say he's just putting along.
Here we find Grant Painter in the rough. He's got a difficult downhill lie.
Hey, gotta get the fiber.
Oh, good choice. Adjust the ball.
Looks like he's using a 5-iron. He's got about 61 kilometers to the pin.
Oh, yes! Woo! Get out of here.
Oh, and the gallery loves it.
Yes.
Of course, after 12 days of non-stop golfing, they'll love anything.
My game has gone downhill from here. I thought it would help improve it, but it hasn't.
Grant and his crew are chipping their way from Calgary to Regina.
Woo! A buddy of mine came over. He plays on a senior, semi-pro senior tour down in the States, and his hands were all sore. I said, what were you doing? He said, I just hit 10 buckets of balls. It just clicked in my head. Buckets of balls. Just keep hitting them. Regina.
They're raising money for the Canadian Cancer Society, and they're trying to set a record, the world's longest round of golf.
It's approximately 600 kilometers, our course. It's farther than that from Calgary to Regina, but we have a few big obstacles, a few water hazards, and a few cow traps and things like that.
They're golfing in the ditch, so they have to watch for cars and other more natural hazards.
Hello.
Nice one. We thought we saw a badger one day, but it was dead. So, you know, I was kind of hoping it was going to be alive. I've always wanted to fight a badger with a 3-iron. But, and we were warned by people about rattlesnakes in the ditches and things, but that's the only thing the cooler weather has helped out with. I guess it's kept the rattlesnakes out of the ditches. Okay, you guys gonna watch this big swing here? Okay, here we go. Watch this one. Well, scared him a little bit. Basically, the cows really like us, the horses really like us. They have always walked right up to the fence, and we moo at them, and they say to themselves, how can a cow afford an expensive set of clubs like that? You know, things like that. Oh, yeah, beauty, D, yes.
Believe it or not, they are keeping score and selling tickets to people who want to guess how many strokes it takes to get from Calgary to Regina.
Yes. When we go to the golf courses and sell them and things, these guys, they get out the calculators, they get into heated discussions about it and everything. So it's turned out to be quite a debating ticket on how many strokes to guess. But and people all along have asked us, how many strokes are you taking so far? How many strokes? Well, we can't say that. You know, if we tell you, we got to kill you.
Grant got some sponsors to help him down this far-flung fairway. His $112,000 Hummer golf cart is especially valuable considering the shape of the course.
Oh, well, we'll have to drop another one. If it's even 40, 50 yards to the right and in a bunch of bushes and things like that, we might look for it for about 1.2 seconds, and then we do the old drop another ball, and that's about it.
And of course you take a stroke.
Oh yes, it's all by the rules, I'm telling you. These are all new rules, but it's all by the rules as we go along. Oh,
this isn't Grant's first publicity stunt. 2 years ago, he spent 7 days on a scaffold to help the Calgary Stampeders sell tickets. And last year, he was the lawnmower man.
Where we mowed a strip of grass from Edmonton to Calgary down the side of the highway, and you want to talk about crazy. Now, it was crazy. Stones spitting out all over the place.
How's the shoulder, buddy?
It's pretty sore. It's just for the fun of it, and just for a little adventure with your buddies and stuff like that, that you can always look back on and say, hey, we did that.
367 more shots. It's my turn.
Grant finished his round in 14 days. He still won't say how many strokes it took until he sells more tickets. And he's already planning his next stunt. But don't even ask what it'll be.
Well, once again, if I told you, I'd have to kill you.
For CBC NewsHour, I'm Jeff Bohat.
Need a little fun like that.
It is, and it's for a great cause, too.
Yep. Well, from time to time, as we move further into autumn, many golfers across the country are trying to squeeze in a few final games at their favorite courses. Grant Painter is one of those golfers, but he's taken a unique approach. 2 weeks ago, Painter and 3 friends teed off in Calgary, and today they finished their round of golf 600 kilometers away in Regina. Christy Snell explains.
There's nothing like a round of golf. The beautiful scenery, the smell of the manicured greens, a hike through the morning dew, the roar of the highway. 2 weeks ago, Grant Painter set out for a round of golf. Today, despite the drizzle, that round is finally coming to a close.
It's actually a 600-kilometer course that we've mapped out. It's 18 holes.
So with corporate sponsorship and an oversized golf cart, the Painter the Golfman was born.
Basically, when we do end our holes and things like that, we putt out at the different golf courses we've lined up along the route, and then we tee off from the towns just outside of them. So it's basically like golf, kind of, but on a way bigger scale, and no green fees, too.
The hazards are on a bigger scale, too. Angry badgers, sloughs, and the odd gopher hole. But in the end, the Golfman says the round was worth it. The foursome hopes to raise more than $30,000 for the Canadian Cancer Society. They also hope their 600-kilometer round of golf puts them on par for a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records. Christy Snell, CTV News, Regina.